This is Jack Whitehall's Agony Uncle. I'll be reading out some queries that you've sent in and telling you how to sort out your hot messes of lives. First up. Okay, so I was in the middle of pleasuring my girlfriend, going in strong, and I was sweet talking her because she likes it when I do that. I then accidentally called her one of my ex's names, and it completely ruined it. I feel ashamed and horrible. It was supposed to be the highlight of her day. She told me the mood is ruined and I don't know what to do now. This sounds like he's writing this in real time. Like this is literally, he's called her the wrong name mid-pleasuring and then has taken time to immediately then type this to me to try and work out what to do. This feels like an in-play situation. She told me the mood is ruined and I don't know what to do now. I apologized. I don't know what else to say. Of course I don't think my ex is hotter, but it just slipped out and I don't even know how or why. Please help. I don't know what to do. Also, he's added in, I don't think that my ex is hotter. Like that, no one was assuming that. You've made the situation far worse. You've also made the situation far worse by asking me for advice. Like there's, other avenues with which you can deal with a problem like this. I think you're fucked. There's nothing you can do. No amount of pleasuring is going to get you out of this hole of your own creating. It's probably too much talk of holes now for a question that's about pleasuring. But yeah, I mean, I just think from now on, no more sweet talking. I think sweet talking is a mistake for you. And yeah, as I say, when these situations happen again, just deal with them in the moment. Don't take time out of pleasuring to ask me about it. I really like this girl at work, but I'm not quite sure how to broach the subject. She always seems interested when I talk to her, but I've heard she has a boyfriend. Should I send her a picture of my penis? No, you should not send her a picture of your penis. But if you like someone at work and, you think she's into you, then maybe just subtly, let her know that you're interested as well. But subtlety does not involve sending a picture of your phallus. This country. Also, that sort of depends on what the work environment is. If you work in an office, fine. If you're a teacher at a school, maybe not. I've fallen in love with a girl, but she's a cartoon character. Is this really such a bad thing? Not at all. A lot of my early crushes were on cartoon characters. See Nala, Lion King. Hottest lion I've ever seen. I've seen them up close now on Safari, and I've got to say, Disney has lied to us on many levels. Not only were none of the lions as hot as Nala, but also very few of them like a song and dance. Mainly just mauling zebra. And sex. There's a lot of sex. I still don't know how you're supposed to eat a Muller corner. What is the correct way? All of the fruit and then just ditch the yogurt. Just get that sugar hit. That's the way I do it. An intense start to the day. Or just get 4 of them, like the crunch corners, and just load all of the the chocolate pieces into the mouth, and again, just dispose of the yogurt. No one's interested in the yogurt. That's not why anyone goes anywhere near a corner. My Norwegian girlfriend, don't know why we need that detail, just described British cooking. So it's going to be a slight on British cuisine. Describe British cooking as take something beige and put it in the oven at 180 degrees for 20 minutes. And I'm astounded at the accuracy. Is there any way I can prove her wrong? The reality is that is the basis of most British cooking. I guess the only thing you can come back at her with is that I'd never really heard of Norway being heralded as like one of the, gastronomical capitals of the world. As far as I'm aware, they just eat pickled fish all the time. I think one of their delicacies may be sperm from a whale. I mean, if that's the delicacy, can you imagine what they're eating on a day-to-day basis? As I say, I know very little of Norwegian cuisine, and I have really just shaded it. But I can't imagine it's considerably better than chicken Kiev in the oven for 20 minutes. Fish fingers, they are all beige. They are all beige. I would like to apologise to the people of Norway. Whale sperm is a Japanese delicacy. It's not from Norway. Norwegian delicacies. Fårikål, mutton and cabbage. Kojka, meatballs. Sheep's head. Sour cream porridge. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, my appetite's really whetted here. potato dumplings, dried lamb ribs. All of this is beige. Your girlfriend's having you for a mug. You shouldn't have asked me for advice. Just Google Norwegian food. I mean, some of this stuff sounds like it hasn't even been put in the oven for 20 minutes. Dried lamb ribs. Oof. Anyway, sorry to any Norwegians that have tuned in for this. Why is it called Virgin Media if my internet goes down on me every single night? I mean, that's great. I love that. I mean, I might be having that one. I don't have Virgin Media, so I cannot comment on that. But clearly this person had enough connectivity to fire in the question to the agony uncle, unless it was on 4G. So yeah, Virgin Media getting slammed. Why is it that baboons have hair all over but have a bare ass, whereas I'm bald as a coot and have a very hairy ass? Life isn't fair. Life isn't fair for this poor bald man. Although, again, like, I have recently been on safari and I've seen baboons up close. Like, nothing to envy there, okay? They are some freaky looking little and yeah, that little bald red ass, very disturbing. And like, why has God done that? Like, I don't understand. It's like a walking target on their backside in the world with a load of predators around. It doesn't seem fair. And like, they're one of the ones as well that look like they probably can't defend themselves. Although maybe this is the same person that's fallen in love with a cartoon character, and it's Rafiki from The Lion King, the only baboon that I know of in the public eye. I say in the public eye, he's had a quiet couple of decades since The Lion King. Peaked early. Although, obviously, there was the new Lion King, so I don't know whether he's getting more PA work after that. Why is it acceptable for horses to in the street and not me? I'm the one that pays the council tax. I mean, where to start? Where to start? We can't all just in the street. I mean, surely, you know, COVID has taught us this, that we have to be just respectful members of society. We have to be good citizens now. We have to wear masks when we're in public, and we're not doing it for ourselves, we're doing it for other people. Same reason we don't just go out and defecate all over the streets, okay? You may pay your taxes, but come on, other people do as well, and they don't want booey streets. How do we get rid of the tradition of shaking hands when we meet someone new after the pandemic revealed that people really don't wash their hands? I don't want to touch any strangers' hands in the future. We need to find an acceptable alternative. Suggestions. Face licking. That would avoid any kind of like hand-to-hand contact. You could just go up to the stranger and lick their face. I think that would work. Hi Jack, my football team, Norwich City, are terrible. Yeah, I think they are pretty terrible. Should I continue to follow them and be disappointed every weekend, or switch to one of the bigger teams even though I have nothing to do with Liverpool or Manchester United? Manchester United aren't a big team anymore, so definitely wouldn't want to pick them. I've supported the Canaries since I was 12 and now I'm 58. Even Stephen Fry has given up on them. Delia just isn't rich enough. Perhaps you could buy the team. I mean, Delia has got considerably more Benjamins than me. So I certainly won't be buying Norwich anytime soon. But you've got to stick with them. You've got to stick with them through thick and thin, although in their case, just mainly thin. But you can't switch allegiances if your football team are crap. You can't be a turncoat. You know, you've got to commit early. I had a friend at school called Charlie. He was in a new football shirt every single term. He'd turn up and he was a Newcastle fan, then he was a Chelsea fan, and then he was a Man United fan. Did he have respect from anyone? No. Well, I guess with that one, he then did settle on Chelsea and he got a season ticket there and has watched them win the Champions League and just about every other trophy that there is going. So in the long term, yes, he probably is the winner in the end, but at school he looked like a bit of a dick. And he started off with Newcastle. I mean, knowing Charlie, he's probably back supporting Newcastle now, or waiting a couple of years until all of that Saudi money hits the bank. But yeah, stick with Norwich. You never know, they may turn things around and scrape through the relegation battle this season before getting plummeted down back into the Championship next season. The life of a yo-yo team. But yeah, stick with them, highs and lows. My 12-year-old son has on many occasions since starting school aged 5 issued me with just one rule. At no point am I allowed to make eye contact, wave, cheer, whoop when he is performing in a school production or sports day. I mean, those are two very different scenarios, to be clear. Like, at one, acceptable, sports day, all of those things. But, I mean, cheering and whooping on someone in a school production, you've got to be careful there, especially if it's something, if he's doing a production of The Boy in Striped Pyjamas, you don't want to be like whooping like you're at a football match, okay? Show some respect. I personally think that is the one rule that is expected to be followed at all times by a parent. Do you agree? I can't get on board with this. The no eye contact? That's just strange. If he really didn't like it, I guess there is just always boarding school as an option. No eye contact was made between me and my father because he was in a completely different county. So I guess that would be the way to resolve this situation, or at least threaten him with it. Threaten with sending him away to boarding school, and then when you're whooping and cheering during him doing Macbeth, he's going to be like, well, yeah, at least I get to see her every week. Not every week, every day. You're at an actual school. See? That's how conditioned my brain is. While I enjoy your jokes about Robert Pattinson, I'm a big fan of his work. How do I stop feeling like I'm being disloyal to one of you by admiring the other equally? Well, I'm afraid there's no option there. You can't love us both equally. You have to choose one. Not giving you a get out there. I'm coming to your show on March the 19th. If I bring my book and bump into you, can you sign it? Yes, although I think there are literally thousands of copies that I've already signed. I think it is actually genuinely rarer to have a non-signed copy of the book. So I don't know whether you would necessarily want me to devalue it by putting my name on it. What's the definition of being at a party, asking for a friend? I think the minute booze has been brought onto the premises, it is a party. We all know that. Is it acceptable to bring my own booze to work now? 100%. Since the whole Partygate, BYOB scandal, I think now it's just free reign. Until Boris Johnson has resigned, he may have resigned by the time this video goes out, he may have resigned whilst I'm speaking this sentence out loud. But until he goes, it's just free for all. Booze everywhere. No matter what you do, take booze into work, get drunk as you like. Unless you're like a bus driver or a surgeon or any job really where you shouldn't drink. Politician, probably one of them as well. Okay, I've thought it through now, and maybe that's a really silly idea. It's because I had a few drinks before doing this.